Before heading to the video, if you haven't subscribed the channel, do subscribe it and don't forget to click the bell icon for the latest update notification. If you like the video, do like, comment and share. Stay tuned with learnbay.co. Happy learning!
The first sampling technique that we are going to study is a type of probabilistic sampling, okay, or probability sampling, and that is simple random sampling, which is also sometimes called random sampling, okay. And that is the most common way of sampling, okay. In this method, in which okay, what happens is each member of this has equal chances of getting selected. All the members, you can see, okay, so all the members have equal chances. What are the ways of this sampling? For example, if you put the chits of all the, okay, say for example, if I have to distribute say 5 prizes, okay, so for example, if I have to distribute 5 prizes among the class which I am taking, okay, now I don't want to consider anyone to be very smart or anyone to be not so smart. So what I can do is, what I can do is, for example, I can put the name, write the name in the chits of everyone, okay, and then randomly I can select 5 people out of the, that particular bowl where I have put the chit. So you can see that the, okay, the selection of you can say all the people who are in my class is same, correct, or equal. Any one of them can get selected. So if I have to select 5, I'll select 5. If I have to select 7, I have to select 7. So that is the most common method of sampling that we talk about. That is called simple random sampling or random sampling. Is it clear how to select? So for example, if this is my population, I will randomly select 5 people, okay, randomly select 5 people. If I have to select 6, I'll randomly select 6 people. Now you will say that in this type of sampling, what can happen is I can get say for example, this color of these buttons represent different characteristics, okay. So you may say that here in the green color, buttons are 2 in nature, okay, so the probability of this contribution has become more. But you have to think, we have selected randomly. Whenever we select random, obviously these chances will be there. Sometimes particular representation would be more in your sample. We cannot deny that. Obviously there is a bias associated with all types of sampling. That bias is here also, but we have to live with it. Understood how to do the sampling of this? This is very common method of sampling, and in all our lives once we would have used this particular sampling, and that is the reason it is called simple random sampling.
So is the probability 1 by n?
Your voice is not clear.
Is the probability 1 by n?
Sorry, please come again.
What I'm asking, for the random sampling, the probability should be 1 by n, right?
You tell me. See, we haven't studied probability, so I'm not going to discuss, but you tell me, what is the probability of selecting a particular thing from a set of values?
So 1 by n, if all are distinct.
Right, correct, you are right. So for example, if I have to select one from it, so that would be 1 by n, right? If I have to select 1 point from a set of n points, then it is 1 by n. If I have to select 6, then 6 by n, right?
Yeah, true.
Okay, clear. Let's go ahead and see another type of sampling. This is called systematic sampling. Okay, by the way, this is also a part of, a type of probabilistic sampling. So here what we do is, see, pay attention. What we do is, for example, I'm just taking an example first and then we'll tell you. For example, if I have to if I have a population of say 10,000, okay, 10,000, and then I have to, let's say I have a population of 10,000, okay, and then see, whenever I'm going to do the sampling, I know how many data points I want. You understand? Okay, so how many data points I want. So while doing sampling, I would consider those points as my starting point. So for example, I have these many data points in my population, okay, I know this number, okay, and say I have to do I have to draw a sample of 1,000 people out of these 10,000, Okay, so what I can do is I can number all the people from 1 to 10,000. Okay, and then I can start from a particular number. Say you will say that let's start from anything. Okay, and then we can start from there, and then we can on regular interval, okay, we will take the sample. For example, for every 100 every say I have to draw 1,000 sample, then I'll divide 1,000, that is 10. So I'll just select every 10th person from the population as my sample. Okay, so in this way I'll get 1,000 people out of 10,000. You understood how to do this particular type of sampling? Right, for example, in this example, let's see. Okay, so out of 20, if I have to let's say take 5. Okay, so what is the division? 4. So I have to, you can say, take every, you can say every 4th point, or after 4 you have to take. Okay, so for example, I have chosen that I'll start from 3. Okay, this is arbitrary, you can choose 4 also, but say for example for this particular thing I have chosen 4. So next point would be 7, then 11, then 15, and then 19. Okay, then I have chosen 5, so I got 5 points. You understand? So this is the way we do systematic sampling. Now you will say that here also the bias is involved. Yes, the bias is involved. For example, if I'll say out of 20 you have to select let's say 10. Okay, then every second point you have to select, and somehow your population is distributed in a way that, for example, first one is male, second one is female. So always you will get the sample as a female. Yes or no? You will get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. That will all be the female. Okay, so your representation of a particular community that is male is missing. You understand? That is the bias that comes with systematic sampling. Understood what I'm going to talk, what I'm talking about?
It's still not clear for me.
Okay, let's see, I have 20 points in my population.
Okay.
Okay, how many points I'm saying I have to draw? 10 points, right? So I'll just do a brief calculation in my mind. That means every second point I have to take, correct? Yes or no?
Yes.
Right, so if I have numbered in a such a way that 1, 2, 3, 4, then 8, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Okay, so 1, 4, 5, okay, 9, like that. Okay, so all the numbers are there, correct? Now
Yes.
if I have to every second point say, then second would be chosen, fourth would be chosen, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I got 10 points. What are those points? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, and 20. Cool. But I'm saying that while I was showing you that my population, it was distributed in a way that all the odd number people are male. Okay, and all the even numbered people are female. Cool. So what you have done in this particular sampling, all the data points that you have chosen for your sample belongs to female, right? Yeah, so you have, what you have done, you have just left one particular community that is male, right? So this representation is not good. Okay, so that is the bias that I was going to I was talking about.
Okay.
Right, cool.
Yeah.
Understood.
Yeah.
So that was about systematic sampling. Clear? Here I was not I was not interested in starting from a particular point, and then I was not even interested in the interval. I just selected how many points I have to select randomly. Okay, so even if it is male and this is female, the chances are equal, correct? Right? Here, based on this selection, the chances are equal, right? But there can be a hidden, you can say, hidden bias, right? Hidden bias in our selection. That hidden bias is the number of samples that we chose, and this happened unknowingly, right? This happens unknowingly. Okay, so if it might also lead to bias if there is an underlying pattern, okay, in which we are selecting items from the population. So underlying pattern, the example I gave is, for example, there is alternate male female male female male female, and then you do this, only one section would be selected. So underlying pattern is there, obviously there would be bias. Okay, so the assumption of selecting this particular sample is there should be no hidden pattern in the order. Okay, that you have ordered it in a certain way that there is a pattern. Okay, the pattern that we spoke about. So if there is no pattern, then this systematic sampling does better. Cool. Let's go ahead and see third type of sample.
Then for that, and we need to determine the sample size at the very beginning, right? So we need 10 sampling out of 5 out of 500.
No, not the sample size, but you need to determine that there should be no hidden pattern. Okay, so I am assuming that the population is mixed in a way that all the things are put together. For example, even these are not sorted in the base of economical condition. So everything I'm assuming that all the kinds, creeds, male, female, all these things are mixed in a way that there is no clusters of the people. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes, got it now.
Okay. Now let's go ahead and see another type of probabilistic sampling is called
this systematic sampling. This is the only approach which we have to take it to find out? I mean, can we? I mean, just for example, like can we take like multiple of threes or some system at some other systems, or like it is always the divide? We have to divide that, and we have to take that sample.
Multiple of 3. Okay, what you are talking about is a kind of different types of sampling. Okay, if you take multiple of 3, okay, so that is we study that in quota sampling, which is non-probabilistic. Okay.
No, I'm just want to understand that systematic. If we want to find out a systematic sampling, like we have to follow this approach only. Like you have to find out like the number and then divide it, and then okay. Thanks.
Always you will consider this. Okay.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. Now let's see another type of probabilistic sampling called cluster sampling. Okay, so what we do is, now listen, this particular thing is very important. Okay, next to cluster sampling and stratified sampling are very much they ask so much question regarding this theoretically only, but usually people get confused. But if you concentrate next 5-10 minutes on this properly, I assure you that you won't get confused anytime soon. Okay, so see, first of all we will see cluster sampling. So cluster sampling, what we do is, okay, now we divide the population into different clusters. Okay, so we divide see, this population is 1 2 3 4 5, and now let's say I have to draw 4 data points. Okay, what I'll do is I'll divide my population into cluster of 4. Okay, cluster of 4, I mean 4 data points in one cluster, and I'll divide the whole population into this type of clusters, and randomly out of, say for example, this is my cluster 1, this is my cluster 2, this is my cluster 3, this is my cluster 4, this is my cluster 5, and I'll randomly select one cluster out of all the cluster. Okay, is it clear? So in this case I have selected cluster 4, okay, which is a combination of 2 red point, 2 blue point. You would say here also there is a bias. Why? Because this particular cluster is not containing yellow ball or green balls for that matter. Okay, but see, this is the way we have to do. Okay, so this is a type of cluster sampling. Understood? Hello. Now you would say that what are the things that we keep in our mind while dividing in the clusters? Okay, so usually what happens is, for example, I'll tell you. Okay, there are some merits and demerits, but let's first talk about how to divide the cluster. For example, I'm going to talk about any city. Okay, so this is city. So what I'll do is, based on the areas, I'll divide different clusters. So cluster 1, cluster 2, cluster 3, cluster 4, cluster 5, cluster 6. Okay. And now, for example, based randomly, I'll select any one cluster. So out of all these 6 clusters, I'll select one cluster. Say I randomly selected and it came out as cluster 5. So I'll study cluster 5. If I have to select 2, then I can select any 2 clusters. I'll select clusters and not points. Remember? Okay. So the first step is to divide the data set or the population into clusters and then select cluster from one cluster out of all the clusters. If I have to select, if I have to do one sampling, if I have to do 2 sampling, then select 2 clusters. If I have to do 3 samples, if I want 3 samples, then I can select 3 clusters. Clear?
Dhruv, I have one question.
Mm-hmm.
While grouping the while grouping the clusters, will there be any possibility of biasing there as well? Like I may cluster it based on green, 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 or blue, or red.
See, this is used when there is already kind of a cluster in your data set. What I mean to say is, for example, you have here, this I have taken to intuitively explain. For example, if you are going to if you are going to sample if you are going to sample from a particular population, right? So obviously you have already predefined areas. Okay, so those areas can be taken as a sample. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so there is a kind of grouping in your data already. Okay, so from that you can select a sample. Okay, now you will say, yes, there is some bias. Obviously there is some bias. You see here we don't have representation of yellow and green, but we cannot control that. Why? Because a particular cluster is what that cluster is. We cannot do anything about that. Okay, we cannot get some point and borrow some point from another cluster. Okay, whatever is in that cluster which we selected randomly is what. For example, if you would have got any other cluster, let's say cluster 3, here we have 3 data points, 3 different data points, yet red is missing. Okay, so you may get a good sample or bad sample based on your luck. Why? Because we are randomly selecting one cluster. Clear?
Okay.
There.
So in short, we can say sample from sample.
Sample from sample, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, sample from sample, yes. Now, a similar type of sampling that we use and generally people get confused is stratified sampling. Okay, so there what we divided our whole population is divided into clusters. Okay, and then we randomly select one cluster if we are doing if we are drawing one sample. Okay, why I am repeating that one cluster is because here I wanted one cluster only. If you want 2 cluster, if you want to draw 2 samples, then obviously you can draw 2 clusters. Okay, based on your requirement. Here what we are doing is, whatever confusion you had in your mind, here it will get clear. It is kind of, I think, a better better type of sampling than cluster. So what we do is, here we divide the population into subgroups called strata. Okay, and we divide in such a way that each of the strata is uniform within themselves. Okay, for example, I can divide one strata based on the gender. So I can have 2 stratas. For example, I can have one strata of only male, I can have one strata of only female, I can have one strata of only economically backward people, I can have one strata of economically forward people. So all those things. I can have one strata based on the type of stratas that you are going to do. So I'll divide the whole population into logical subgrouping that are called strata. In cluster sampling, what we used to do, we used to divide the population into clusters. Here we are dividing it into strata. Okay. Or stratum, it is also called stratum. Okay. And strata is plural and stratum is, I think, singular. Okay. So whenever we are going to talk about more than one stratum, then we will call strata, obviously. So that is the reason I'm telling that whenever we are doing subgrouping, we are dividing the sample, population into strata. Okay. So here, to represent the similar in nature, I have divided the you can say the subgrouping in a way that this is a strata of red, this is a strata of yellow, this is a strata of green, and this is a strata of blue. Okay, clear? And then we do random sampling from one strata, all the strata, okay, we do random sampling. Okay, there we were just picking one cluster. Here we are doing sampling from each strata. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If I have to list 2 or 3 differences in cluster sampling and stratified sampling, what are those differences?
Cluster can be based on the random category or based on the cluster, but stratified sampling based on the category. So when we want means gender or product type.
Clusters, see, clusters will contain clusters data points can be what? Can be different in nature or same in nature also if it is that way, but stratas have to be same. Okay, you understand what I'm trying to talk? Okay, so I will divide the strata, I will create the strata, okay, in a way that all the data points are in a way similar to each other. I'll build one strata based on gender is equal to female. Okay, I'll build one strata based on gender is equal to male. So all the data points in that particular strata will be male only. All the data points will be female only. Similarly, I can draw a sample of the different types of stratum. Okay, now based on that, the chances of representation of different subgroups of your data set are more, correct? Now the second difference here is, what is the second difference? There we used to select, or we used to select whole cluster randomly, right? Here we sample from strata.
Yeah.
Correct?
Yeah.
Now the third point or fourth point or fifth point, you can make multiple points. Conceptually we know everything. Third point, you may write that bias can be more here because here we are not the chances of different types of subgroups are not not represented properly in cluster. Okay, but in strata we try to have more representation of all the different kinds of population. Understood? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Another thing is the subgroup here is called strata. Now there can be different, usually what used to happen in college is we used to get 5-number question, 10-number question, 15-number questions. The same question if came in 5, you will write 2-3 very striking points. Same question if it will come in 15 points, then you will write. Okay, so for example, if you are not able to remember so much point, you can also tell that the subgroup of the population in a stratified sampling are called strata, and the subgroup that we have in cluster sampling are clusters, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Another point you can see, all the things are same. Another point, you can see that one strata will contain same type of data points within themselves, but one cluster can contain multiple different types of data points within themselves. Okay, I'm talking about traits, right? In one cluster, we can have gender is equal to male, gender is equal to female, economically, all different representation. But in one strata, the representation should be unique. Yeah, someone was asking something.
Yeah, Dhruv, can I just take it by an example? Supposedly there are 42 students in the class and we have 42 roll number and we have to select 6 students. So our random sampling would be, we'll pick up any roll number like 39, 28, 36. We'll select, this is random. Now, if we want to do...
see, when you see, okay, make very sure that whenever you are speaking, that is reflecting what you are thinking, okay? You just said that we will select any selecting anyone is not random sampling, okay? Randomly selecting is random sampling. When you say any means I'll select any three means I'll select 1, 2 and 3, okay? That is not random sampling, okay? Because I know which person I'm selecting.
No, that's what I think I missed a point. Somebody has come from outside and he just have the roll number. He has not seen the students.
Yeah. So he can select randomly 3 people, right?
Random 6 numbers, yeah. So that would be random. Now this person decides that he wants to go for a systematic sampling. So he has divided 42 by 7 and he got 6. Now he decided he will go for roll number 6, 12, 18, 24.
Wait. So what you are doing is you are kind of revising all the sampling methods.
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe by this example. Yeah.
So wait, so that I'll do by myself. Let me complete and then I'll do. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Otherwise, the things which I'll be doing, that I'll do. No problem in that. Okay. And still, if you have any confusion, we can discuss.
Yeah, I had a doubt in the cluster one. So stratified is sure because I need to divide my 42 students into 2 or 3 stratas, which I will choose. Maybe I will decide based on the distance from a school. But how about cluster? Cluster, I'll assume clustering means I am asking the student from outside, make yourself into 5 groups and I'll just choose 1 group.
Yeah, so see, you can divide, subgroup. See, the main, the main way to select the clusters or do the clustering is all your cluster should be random. Okay, you are not, defining something, because see, if you are sorting and then in some way all your female students are in one cluster and randomly if you select that and one cluster you chose and all the students that you chose are now female, that means other representation is missing. If that is random, that is fine, but you have to be sure in a way that whatever clusters that you are forming in the terms of students, that is a kind of random. Okay,
okay.
cool.